Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to be talking about VCL. A lot of VCL videos will be coming out very shortly. I'll have one for, for Europe, mainly for the Northern Europe plays, and then another one for the Americas over in Brazil. But this one is mainly going to be talking about APAC. It'll be talking about Pacific because we have a total pretty sure that is 7 VCL leagues that we need to talk about. And first, start off with Indonesia. Indonesia was pretty hyped, we'll say. Here first. Well, first we'll have a look at the participants. We have Bigatron, Arctic, Boom Esports, ARF Team, DY United, Alter Ego, the Caprid, I don't know how you say it, Dominators, and Hike Digital. Here are the players as well, if you're wondering. Might know them, might not know them. Group stage for the standings. Boom Esports, they got the first seed. Then there was Bigatron, Arctic, ARF Team, Alter Ego, Le Crapper, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, but I'm not too sure. And Dominators in the top 6. And Hike Digital and DY United down in 7th and 8th. For the group stage, for the detailed results as well for the group stage, nothing really interesting me or really anything in round 1, round 2. Round 3, round 4. I guess maybe this one, DY United winning against Le Capret. I don't know why there's no fourth player there, but okay. But 13-10 on Splayer, 13-6 on Lotus for DY United. Hike Digital though, they win against DY United. 22-20 on Haven. That went for a very long time. Pearl went 13-7 for DY United, while 13-6 went to Hike Digital on Ascent. What other ones? Nothing really else, I'll be honest. Hike Digital, they win against Alter Ego, 39 on Fracture, 39 on Haven. I don't know what is with them just having just 4 agents and not 5, but whatever. Yeah, that's what we're able to say for the group stage. Obviously, as you can tell, I am trying to speed run through this. Let's now have a look at the playoffs. So here are the playoffs: Alter Ego versus Crapwood, I don't know. I don't know. I still don't know how you say it. Either way, 2-0 victory for Alter Ego, and Dilb gained MVP, 13-7 on Pearl, 13-10 on Bind. I see that Crapwood tried to use the chamber. That did not work out for them. Dominators, they win against ARF Team, 13-11 on Fracture, 15-13 on Lotus, and Gotzen getting MVP. There's one thing I need to talk about Dominators about, which is Ray4C. He is one crack player. Think of him as Bunny. You know when Bunny used to do that satchel shotgun stuff? That is basically the Indonesian version of Bunny. And might be rumors he might join ROQ, but we'll see. Upper bracket semifinals. Boom Esports, they win against Alter Ego. No only surprise there. 13-2 on Haven, 14-12 on Split, and Famous getting MVP. And those Dominators, they win against Bigatron Arctic. I guess this was classified as an upset, pretty big upset, since Dominators was basically the last seed in the playoffs. 13-5 on Bind went to Bigatron Arctic, and 13-6 on Haven and Fracture, and Kara's getting MVP. Bigatron Arctic though, they win against Le Crapper to continue their chances of making it there to the grand final. 13-7 on Haven, 13-5 on Lotus, and it was Zezbil, I don't know how you say that name. He got MVP. Alter Ego versus ARF Team. I'm just going to really surprises here. Alter Ego, they win 2-0, 13-11 on Bind, 13-3 on Ascent, and Asterisk again MVP. Alter Ego, they continue their run through the lower bracket as they win against Bigatron Arctic, 2-0 victory for them. 13-10 on Lotus, 13-8 on Haven, and it was EO again MVP. And now I'm pretty sure this, yes, maybe, I'm not really too sure, but I think throughout this whole playoffs though, they were at a shopping mall in Jakarta. Yeah, which is interesting, but whatever. Dominators, they pull off a massive upset against Boom Esports in the upper bracket final to advance themselves into the grand final. 13-7 on Ascent, 13-10 on Pearl. It was Gotten getting MVP. And Boom Esports, they bounced back against Alter Ego to demolish Alter Ego. 13-8 on Lotus, 13-10 on Split and Ascent, and Famous getting MVP. And then in the grand final, it was a 3-1 victory for Boom Esports to represent Indonesia in Ascension and Bangkok, Thailand. 3-1 for Boom Esports, 13-7 on Ascent, 13-10 on Pearl. 13-10 though went on split, went to Dominators, and then bind 13-7 for Boom Esports. They used the Chamber. That's why they lost, because they used Chamber for some stupid reason, and it was Berserk X getting MVP. So obviously, what I've learned is that Boom Esports is still the best Indonesian team. It should have been picked up to partnership and not ROQ. Dominators are dominant, and then everyone else is just there. Let's now move over now to Malaysia and Singapore, and nothing's really changed in Malaysia and Singapore. Let's now first have a look at the participants. That being Bleed Esports, XN Esports, Enigma Gaming, Lover, Tio, 3T, I don't know, Tio, I don't know, Todag, Bikini Bottom, Prata House, and Kazuna Esports. Here are the players as well. Might know them, you might not know them, but there they are. Standings now, though, Bleed Esports, they went undefeated to get the first seed. Then it was Enigma Gaming, Kazuna Esports, and XN Esports for the top 4. Then in 5th and 6th, we got Bikini Bottom, Prata House, and Tio. And in 7th, Todak, who was very, very close of making it to 6th seed, but couldn't because of map differential. And the Lover getting the last spot. Let's now have a look at the group stage. Nothing really interesting, I must say. I guess maybe like some of the Todak wins. The first one was against Lover, which wasn't really that surprising. 13-11 on Ascent, 13-7 on Haven. And the last one was against Bikini Bottom Prata House, or an ask why the name. 13-10 on Ascent, 13-8 on Haven. Other than that, nothing really interesting. Blade, they dominate. Actually, a forfeit here. A forfeit from Bikini Bottom Prata House. Because one of their players had PC issues and there was no sub to replace in time. So Enigma Gaming basically got a free win. Good for them. At least they got into the 2nd place, and Enigma Gaming, it was literally lost to. If you said Bleed Esports, then you are actually correct, because they got 2-0'd by Bleed Esports, 13-8 on Pearl, 13-6 on Haven. Let's now have a look now at the playoffs. Alright, well, 2-1 victory for Bleed Esports against X10 Esports. I thought this was going to be a repeat from last split, and it was, I'm pretty sure. 13-11 on split went to X10, who used the Gecko. 13-7 on Fracture, and 14-12 on Ascent for Bleed. No really surprises there. Kazuna Esports, though, they actually surprised me quite a lot, actually, winning against Enigma Gaming, 15-13 for Enigma Gaming, then 13-7 on Lotus, and 13-0 on Pearl. So they demolished them on Pearl, and Lotus wasn't that close. Enigma Gaming, though, they win against Tio. They're really surprised there, 13-7 on Pearl, 13-8 on Split. And next time they win against Bikini Bottom Prata House, 13-11 on Ascent, 13-7 on Haven. XN Esports, they continue their run through the low bracket final. Through the low bracket to try to get into the grand final. 13-7 on Pearl, on Split went to XN. 13-6 on Ascent went to Enigma Gaming, and then 13-7 on Lotus went to X10. So XN, they continue their run. Blade Esports, they dominated against Kazuna Esports, 13-5 on Pearl, 13-6 on Haven. And XN, they punched their ticket to the grand final alongside Blade Esports after 3-0 win against Kazuna Esports. I'm pretty sure dropped their entire roster. I'm pretty sure after this. 13-6 on Haven, 13-11 on Lotus, 13-10 on Fracture. And then in the grand final, it was just a slaughterfest. Pearl was the only really close game, we'll say, in the grand final. 13-10 on Pearl, and 13-4 Lotus, 13-2 on Bind. Just wasn't that close at all for XN Esports to close it out. And Bleed Esports will represent Malaysia and Singapore over in Ascension, mainly Singapore because that's where Bleed Esports is based. Let's now move over now to the next one, that being the Philippines, and they also went offline in the top 4 at Pasay, I'm pretty sure that's how you call it, in the SMX Convention Center. Have a look first at the participants, that being Nous Esports, Oasis Gaming, Game Lab Alpha, Action PH, MVP Esports, Rambutan Nitatai, Zoe Esports, and SR Nakogi. I don't know how you say the name, I'll be honest, I'm sorry. Here are the players as well. You might know them, you might not know them. Regular season standing zone, Nous Esports, they went undefeated, along with Oasis Gaming, who went 6-1. Then we got Action PH, Game Lab Alpha, Zoe Esports, and MVP Esports. Then we got SR Nakagul, I don't know how you say it. Still, and Rabitan Nitate. I apologize if I mispronounce any of those names. Let's now have a look now at the group stage. Nothing really interesting here, I'll be honest. I guess first one was actually Rabitan Nitate. They won against Zol Esports, 2-1 victory for them. 13-9 though went to Zol Esports, but then 30-10 and 13-11 went to Rabitan Nitate. But then they lost to SR. I'm just gonna call them SR now. 13-8 for Rambitan, 37 on Ascent, 39 on the Haven went to SR. Other than that, nothing really interesting. And obviously Oasis Gaming, their only loss was literally went to Naus Esports, 2-1 victory for Naus Esports. 39 on Pearl, 13-10 on Lotus over Oasis Gaming, but then 13-7 on Fracture for Naus Esports. For now, the playoffs, and here they are. Game Lab Alpha, they 2-1 against Zol Esports. Not really surprising since Game Lab Alpha was the 4th seed and Zol Esports was the 5th seed. Action PH, they win against MVP Esports, 2-1 victory for them. Once again, not really surprising there. 13-10 on Ascent, 13-7 on Haven for MVP Esports, and 13-7 on Split. Oasis Gaming, they 2-0 against Game Lab Alpha, 14-12 on Ascent, 13-8 on Haven. Now Esports, they also 2-0 Action PH, 13-10 on both Ascent and Fracture. Zol Esports, they actually win a pretty surprising victory against Action PH, 13-9 on Haven for Zol, 13-8 for Action, and 13-10 on Pearl for Zol. And MVP as well, winning a pretty surprising victory for Game Lab Alpha. Well, I should say against Game Lab Alpha, 13-9 on Ascent, 14-12 on Bind. So Bind was very, very close by MVP Esports. They pulled it off. So Esports, though, they continue their miraculous run through the lower bracket as they win against MVP Esports, a 2-0 victory for them on Ascent, 13-10, and Haven, 13-3. Oasis Gaming, they actually take down Naus Esports for the first time, taking them down in the upper bracket final, 2-1 victory for them. 13-2 on Bind there for Naus Esports, but then 13-6 on Fracture, 13-7 on Pearl advances Oasis Gaming to the grand final. This was, I'm pretty sure, was on land at Pamze in the convention center, and it was a 3-1 victory for Naus Esports. 13-6 on Haven for Zol, and then 39 on Bind, 13-11 on Fracture and Ascent for Naus Esports to close it out. And for the grand final, it was actually a nail-biter of a series against Oasis Gaming and Naus Esports to see who will represent Philippines in Bangkok, Thailand for Ascension. It'll be Naus Esports winning a very, very close game. 13-6 on Haven went to Oasis Gaming, 39 on Fracture, and 37 on Pearl went to Naus Esports. 13-8 on Bind went to Oasis Gaming, while 13-10 on Lotus went to Naus Esports to finish it off. So very, very close game for the grand final for the Philippines. Next up now, it is Thailand who will be representing themselves in Bangkok in front of their home crowd, which will be very interesting to see how they go. For the participants, we have Made in Thailand, Sharper Esports, Attack All Around, Full Sense, Team NKT, Xerxia, Crits Esports, and Infinity Esports. Here are the players as well, and you might know them, you might not know them. Regular season stand is Made in Thailand, the only team to go undefeated to get the top seed. Xerxia, Crit, Full Sense, and Attack All Around, all of them got 4 and 3, but Full Sense, they actually take the last seed after pretty sure having a better map for I'm not too sure actually. I think it's a better map win score, I guess we'll say, for Full Sense against Attack All Around, who finished in 5th place. And we got Shopper Esports, Team NKT, and the Infinity Esport in dead last with 0 and 7. For now, the regular league, or the regular season, I guess we'll say, obviously back and forth, especially for second to 5th. Obviously, with the 4 teams, Xerxia, Crit, Full Sense, and Attack All Around, basically went in 4 and 3. Team NKT, though, their only 2 wins. The first one actually came from for the Infinity Sport, which wasn't that surprising. 39 on Fracture and Pearl. While the other one actually went on to Sharper Esports, which was pretty surprising. Even though Sharper Esports came, whether they came 6th place, basically just above NKT. I was not expecting NKT to beat Sharper Esports. 37 on Split for NKT, 39 on Haven for Sharp Esports, and 39 on Lotus as well for NKT. Well, main Thailand, they kind of just wiped the floor with everyone in Thailand. Let's now move over now to the playoffs, and here they is. Full Sense 2-0 against main Thailand. This was a bit of an upset here. 39 on Haven, 13-10 on Fracture. Xerxia, they also win against Crit Esports. I wasn't really surprised about this one, I'll be honest. 14-12 on Lotus was very, very close, but then 13-3 on Haven was not close at all. Lower bracket semi-final, main Thailand, they knocked Crit Esports out of the playoffs. 13-8 on Haven, 13-11 on Split. Full Sense, they punched their ticket to the grand final. They win against Xerxia 2-0, 13-9 on Haven, 13-8 on Split. But then Xerxia winning a very surprising victory against main Thailand. 13-8 on Ascent for main Thailand, but 16-14 on Haven and 13-9 on Bind. So main Thailand, the favorites coming into the playoffs, were knocked out early by Xerxia. And in the grand final, it was actually Xerxia winning against Full Sense. Once again, I'm pretty surprised about this result. I was not expecting Xerxia or Full Sense to be in the grand final and winning it. 13-10 on Haven went to Full Sense, but then Xerxia won the next three maps, that being Split, 15-13, 13-11 on Ascent, and 13-8 on Bind. Pretty surprising though, and Xerxia will be representing Thailand in front of their home crowd over in Bangkok. The next one though is Hong Kong and Taiwan. No, nothing really surprising really happened here, but we have one team, Oblivion Falls Anti-Eco Club, UTT Esports, Jaheto Artists, S2 Esports, Roa, and Ghost Commandos. Obviously, Team Griffin, I'm pretty sure they disbanded, Well, no, they withdrew from the tournament, that's why. Who are the players as well? You might know them, you might not know them, it doesn't really matter. For now, the regular season, it was one team who went undefeated. Then we got Anti-Eco Club in the second seed. Then we got Oblivion Falls and UTT Esports, Roba Esports, and S2 Esports. Then Jaheto Artists and Ghost Commandos. For now, the regular season, we'll just have a look first only at when Jaheto Artists won, which was against Ghost Commandos. 2-1 victory for Jaheto Artists. 13-11 on Icebox. 13-7 though went to Ghost Commandos, but then 13-4 to Artist to close out the game. Other than that, nothing really any else other than Anti-Eco Club. Their only loss obviously went to one team, 14-12 on Pearl, 13-8 on Haven. For now, the playoffs, it was UTT Esports 2-0 against Roba Esports, 13-8 on Haven, 13-2 on Split. Oblivion Falls, they 2-0 against S2 Esports, 13-5 on both Bind and Haven. One team, they win against UTT Esports, no surprises there. 13-8 on Bind, 13-1 on Ascent. That's just a crushing defeat for UTT. Those because they only they only won 9 maps in the whole game. Anti-Eco Club, they just squeaked out a winning against Oblivion Falls on the final map on Pearl. 13-9 on Haven, then 14-12 on Pearl to advance themselves to the upper bracket final. Oblivion Falls, they try and continue their run through the lower bracket as a 2-0 against Roa Esports to knock them out. Only 5 maps won by Roa Esports, 13-3 on Ascent and 13-2 on Haven. UTT Esports, as they win against S2 Esports, a pretty close game for UTT. 13-4 on Haven went to UTT. 13-6 went to S2, while 15-13 on Split went to UTT, so a very close game there. Oblivion Falls, they 2-0 against UTT Esports. 13-7 on Fracture, 13-1 on Haven. The one team, they won against Anti-Eco Club, 2-1. 37 on Bind went to Anti-Eco Club. While the one team, they won Haven and Lotus, 13-9 on Haven, 13-7 on Lotus to punch their ticket to the grand final. And while Anti-Eco Club, they won against Oblivion Falls. First map went to Anti-Eco Club, that being Fracture, 13-11. While Bind 13-8 went to Oblivion Falls, and then 13-10 on Haven and 13-11 on Split went to Anti-Eco Club. While the one team, they absolutely demolished Anti-Eco Club, 13-11 on Haven, while 13-6 on both Pearl and Ascent. So the one team, they'll be representing Hong Kong and Taiwan, mainly Taiwan, over in Thailand and Bangkok. Next one, Vietnam, the penultimate one in this video, and I apologize that this video is far too long. Vietnam, just like some of these Pacific challenges, they were also on land. I'm pretty sure during the playoffs at Ho Chi Minh City at the Rock Miu Sports Complex. Have a look now at the participants. That being with Fantasy United Esports, Team Big Bam, 3T. I'm pretty sure that's what they call themselves, 3T. Lazy, 2K, Team Lo-Fi, The Madmen, and Psycho. Here are the players as well. You might know them, you might not know them. For now, the standings, it was 3T who actually went undefeated. Then we got Fantasy United, then Team Big Bam, then Lazy. Then we got Psycho, Team Lo-Fi, The Madmen, and 2K. For now, the group stage results. Nothing really interesting. Maybe, I guess, we'll first start maybe with 2K, if we can try and find where 2K and the Madmen won. Well, 2K, they won against the Madmen. 2-0 victory for them. 13-11 on Fracture and a massive 24-22 on Haven. Jesus Christ. There was also a win, and there was also a forfeit as well. Due to the Madmen made a mistake during the competition. I'm not really too sure what this is about. So the reason why of this forfeit is because the members of Madmen failed to meet the required time in the lobby for more than 30 minutes, causing the match between the Madmen and Lazy to be delayed, affecting the quality of the tournament. So that basically means that the Madmen, they were kind of disqualified from this match. So Lazy, they got a 3-2-0 victory for themselves. Either way, we move on as, when does the Madmen win, you might be wondering. Well, they won against Team Big Bam, which I guess is considered as an upset. 13-10 on Ascent, 13-5 on Haven. There was another withdrawal as well. I'm pretty sure this might be as well for the same thing. Failed to meet in time. That's what it looks like as well from this translation. Might be wrong, actually. Looks like it. Yeah, so the Madmen squad, they basically did it twice during the regular season. So I don't know who is in this team for the Madmen, but they're not really good players in it. If they're arriving incredibly late for their match. And also the only times where that Fantasy United lost was against 3T. 2-1 victory for 3T. 15-13 on Split, 13-6 on Haven, 37 on 13-6 on Ascent for Fantasy United, 37 on Pearl for 3T. Now over for the playoffs now. For some reason that's not working, but whatever. Lazy, they actually give 3T's first loss of this split. A 2-1 victory for Lazy, 13-5 for 3T, while 13-11 on Split, 13-3 on Bind went to Lazy. Fantasy United, they win against Team Big Bam, 13-10 on both Pearl and Bind. Both of them using both maps using Gecko and Chain, but pretty interesting from Fantasy United. 2-1 victory though for 3T against Team Big Bam. I'm pretty sure Team Big Bam did disband. Might be wrong about that, but obviously not a good result for Team Big Bam. 13-7 on Pearl went to Team Big Bam, and 13-10 on both Ascent and Lotus went to 3T. Fantasy United, they punched a ticket to the grand final after obliterating Lazy, 13-3 on Haven, 13-6 on Ascent. And Lazy, though, they actually literally knocked out the favorites, 3T, 13-10 on Haven, 13-8 on Split, 13-9 on Ascent. Obviously, Haven went to going to the side of 3T. And a very close grand final back and forth match for Fantasy United and Lazy. And it was Fantasy United winning against Lazy to represent Vietnam and Thailand. 14-12 on Haven and 13-3 on Ascent went to Fantasy United. Then on Pearl on Bind went to Lazy. 13-11 on Pearl, 13-7 on Bind. Then 13-3 on Split went to Fantasy United. So Fantasy United, they will be representing Vietnam. And as for now, the final region, finally, is Japan. And Japan was a bit of an interesting one, I'll be honest. Have a look first at the participants that have been Fennel, Crazy Raccoon, Scars, Jadiet, Northeption, Crest Gaming, Zest, Sengoku Gaming, and Exist. That is how you pronounce it. It is Exist, not IGZist, for some stupid reason, how I used to call it. Players, here they are. You might know them, you might not know them. Obviously, the noble ones that Sengoku, they don't have something. Because something's down with because something is down with Paper X, that's why. Now we'll have a look at the standings, and Scars and JD, both of them having a 6-1 record. to get top 2. Then we got Fennel, Crazy Raccoon, Northception, and Crest Gaming Zest. Then Exist in 7th place, and Sengoku Gaming down in 8th with only 1 win. Now for the regular season, the only time that Sengoku win was actually against Fennel, which is really surprising to me. 13-11 on Pearl, 13 for Sengoku, 13-5 on Ascent for Fennel, and 13-2 on Icebox for Sengoku. Let me just remind you that Fennel is actually the champions of Split. The champions of Japan come into Split 2. Or recently they came first place in Split 1, so that's pretty interesting. As for Scars, their only loss was to Crazy Raccoon, 2-1 victory for Crazy Raccoon, 15-13 on Center went to Scars, and 37 on Haven, 13-5 on Pearl for Crazy Raccoon. And then as well for Jadiet, their only loss was against Scars, a 2-1 victory for Scars, 13-7 on Fracture for Jadiet, then 13-11 on Split, and 14-12 on Haven, once again for Scars. Nothing really else, I'll be honest, to really say. That's really all. Let's then move now to the playoffs, and Fennel, they win a very surprisingly close game against Crest Gaming Zest, a 3-2 victory for Fennel, 15-13 on Ascent. Went to Fennel, then Lotus and Fracture both went to Crest Gaming, 13-7 on Lotus, 13-8 on Fracture. Then Pearl and Split went to Fennel, 13-8 on Pearl, and 13-10 on Split. Once again going to Fennel. And I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Sayota, might be wrong, but he got an MVP. Crazy Raccoon as well, they also win a very, very close game against Northception. 13-8 on Haven went to Crazy Raccoon, 13-8 on Fracture went to Northception, 13-7 on Ascent went to Crazy Raccoon, 13-2 on Pearl went to Northception, and 13-7 on Bind went to Crazy Raccoon, and was Nethgen MVP. Now, I don't know what's with the Japanese scene and having very, very close games, because once again, in the upper bracket semifinals, they had another very close game, this time against Fennel and Crazy Raccoon, and it was Fennel winning in this match. 13-8 on Haven went to Fennel, 13-8 as well on Pearl went to Crazy Raccoon, 13-1 on Ascent went to Fennel, 13-8 on Fracture went to Crazy Raccoon, while 13-9 on Split went to Fennel, and it was Hyron? I'm not too sure, but he got MVP for that match. Then Jadiet versus Scars, it was a 3-1 victory for Jadiet. I also have a question as well of Art. For anyone who actually watches the Japanese scene, why does Art always go to Odin? Just a genuine question. Why is Art always going Omen? Because I checked, I'm pretty sure that this whole matches, and all he plays just Odin. So, why? Is he like known as the Odin warrior? Because I'm pretty sure I checked in his Wikipedia, is known as like some Japanese place warrior. Or ninja, sorry. If someone could tell me, that'd be great, thank you. Anyway, so 3-1 for Jadiet, 13-9 on Ascent went to Jadiet, then 13-4 on Haven went to Scars, then 13-9 on Split, and 13-4 on Pearl went to Jadiet, and Art gained MVP. Then Scars, they punched a ticket to the grand final along with Jadiet against Fennel, 3-1 for Scars, 13-5 on Haven for Fennel, but then the next 3 maps went to Scars, 13-10 on Bind, 17-15 on Ascent, and 13-11 on Split went to Scars. I don't know who got MVP. And once again, a very, very close 3-2 game, and JD was very close of having a reverse sweep, but Scars, they blocked that off. 13-7 on Pearl and 13-9 on Fracture went to Scars. Then 13-6 on Haven and 14-12 on Ascent went to Jadiet. And then on the final map, 13-9 on the Split went to Scars. So Scars, they'll be representing Japan over in Bangkok, Thailand. So as of right now, as of recording this on the 5th of June, here are all the teams who will be in Bangkok, Thailand for VCL Ascension. And obviously there is only one spot for Pacific, one spot for the VCT Pacific. So one of these teams will be competing against all the other partnership teams next year in 2024. Obviously, South Asia and Oceania, both of those teams, regions have a winner yet, so they're still going on. But I promise there will be a separate video for both of them very, very soon. So that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys next time in the next one. Goodbye.